Good afternoon. This is William Baxter, and this is Short Story Time Theater with William Baxter, and that's me. Tonight's presentation is my book, The Encounter in Spider Glen, a science fiction fable. One beautiful summer evening, a few centuries ago, in a village in the northernmost part of Scotland, families stood outside their cottages and looked into the sky. They saw a bright flash of light over the glen just outside the village. First, there was a flash of light in the sky, and then a strange craft descended from the sky down into the center of the glen. The village folks got together to discuss the strange event which took place in the forest glen just outside their village. One of the leaders in the village said, "Until we know for sure what the strange light and the strange object is that came down from the sky, it's everyone is forbidden to enter into the glen." And so a village law was established. For a couple of hundred years, no one ever entered the mysterious glen. It wasn't until the mid 20th century when some people ventured into the strange forest glen. However, for whatever bizarre reason, whoever ventured into the glen came out with no memory of ever entering there. Then one small morning in 1949, in a village 50 miles north of Glasgow, a farmer by the name of William McGregor said goodbye to his wife and family so that he could go hunting for food to last them the winter. He and the family dog named MacDougall hopped on William's motor scooter and headed north. MacDougall rode in the sidecar on William's scooter as they rode into the northernmost region of Scotland. William spotted a couple of rabbits. William pulled out his rifle, aimed at the rabbits, and fired, but he missed. The rabbits scurried into the nearby glen. MacDougall hopped out of the sidecar and followed the rabbits into the glen. William entered into the glen to try to locate his faithful dog and the rabbits. He found MacDougall, who stood motionless with his mouth wide open like he was in complete shock. William looked up and saw three giant spiders. One of the spiders was a giant tarantula, and the other two were giant garden spiders. "Oh boy," said William as he picked up MacDougall. To say that William was frightened was an understatement. "Please don't hurt us. We were just chasing a couple of rabbits. We were just leaving. I know we are somewhat creepy looking to you, but we don't want any trouble. So the three of you will leave in peace. You have my solemn word. I am doing. What am I doing talking to spiders? They can't understand a word I'm saying." "Actually, we can understand you quite well," replied the giant tarantula. "Be at peace, Earthman. We mean you no harm, or no harm to your dog. Welcome to Spider Glen. I am King Arachno, And these are my two counselors, Blotko and Glotko. I'm pleased to meet your acquaintance, your majesty, and I'm likewise honored to meet yours as well, your excellencies, Blotko and Glotko. My name is William McGregor, and this is my dog, MacDougall. If it pleases your majesty and your excellencies, can you tell me how you get so big? The largest spiders in the world are supposedly the giant huntsman spiders in Australia. And let me tell you, their size is nothing compared to yours. That is because we are not from your planet, replied Blotko. We come from a planet billions of miles away, said Glotko. We came here a few of your centuries ago to try and colonize in a remote place where we could live in peace, said King Arachno. So far, we have done just that. There were other planets in our galaxy inhabited by people much like you and the humans who live on this planet. They would travel from their planets to ours to try to kill us off one by one. Before the human like creatures found out about us and began to invade our home planet to try and ultimately exterminate us based on how we look to them. We live peaceful and happy lives. We came to your world so that we could live that way again. And we'd have for the last 400 years or so. This is because the human world does not know of our existence here for the time being. You and your colony have nothing to fear from me, said William McGregor. I like for us to be friends. I am sorry to say that there are a lot of people on this planet who feel the same way about spiders as the people in your home galaxy. Yes, we know. Not all the spiders in our colony are giants, said the king. A good number of us are the same size as the ones living in your world. Most of them exist out in the human world as spies, and they report back to us. They are forbidden to talk to anyone outside of Spider Glen. Talking spiders can give away our presence on your planet. What we found out is that it isn't safe for us all. It isn't safe for all of us to exist on your planet outside of Spider Glen. We know that you aren't here looking for trouble or here to try and harm us. We also know that you are sincere about wanting to be our friend. Spiders in both of our worlds have a strong sense for things like this. Then King Arachno made his way over to the huge tree stump and said, You are welcome to spend a couple of days in our glen as our guest. Please come and take a seat on this tree stump. So William walked over to the tree stump and sat down. Then King Arachno called out, All spiders within the sound of my voice, please come and meet our guest. There is nothing to fear as he is our friend. Many of the space colonists came out to meet William McGregor and his dog MacDougall. So it was for a couple of days that William McGregor and his faithful dogs spent time in Spider Glen, and he made many, many friends. During those 2 days in Spider Glen, William McGregor began to ponder on a very popular philosophy: don't judge a book by its cover. One interpretation of this philosophy is simply not to judge other living beings by their outward appearances. Then the day came in which it was time for William and his dog to leave Spider Glen and continue gathering up meat and food for his family, which would get them through the upcoming winter season. William approached King Arachno and said, "It's been a wonderful 2 days being with you and your I have to leave now and gather up food and supplies for my wife and family. They are expecting me to come home in a few days. I will never forget all of you and the time we spent together." Then King Arachno said, "We would like to take a picture of you before you leave so we can always remember you. You were not our first guest. All of our guests became good friends to us here in the colony, and we have pictures to remember them by. Now we will have a picture of you so we can remember your visit. However, you will not remember us or your visit to Spider Glen. The flash unit in this camera has a very special property where the flash will cause an Earth human to forget us and Spider Glen when they leave." "I don't want to forget you guys. Not ever," said William. "We know you don't," said Blotko. "We wish you wouldn't have to forget us and Spider Glen." Then Glotko chimed in and said, "No one must ever find out about us and our existence on your planet. All of our guests who visited among us before you came here have no memory of this place whatsoever. We have a saying on planet Earth, Your Majesty," said William. "Don't judge other beings solely on outward appearances." Then King Arachno replied, "The first visitor to Spider Glen came here 50 years ago, and everyone who has ever visited Spider Glen during the last 50 years soon learned that concept. All of them don't remember a thing except that important lesson. Don't judge others by outward appearances. That lesson is the only thing you will remember when you leave here. There are people in your world who would seek to kill us based on the fact that we are creepy and scary looking to them. Some of the people on your planet have neurotic fears of us. I believe it's called arachnophobia. If people on your planet knew that there were giant spiders like me living on Earth, your military forces would assemble and come after us. Our colony must be kept secret for our survival. Please step up to the camera." "I understand now, Your Majesty," said William. So William McGregor and his dog, McDougal, posed for the camera. When they left Spider Glen to resume their hunt, William didn't remember anything except the important lesson, which is the moral of this fable. Don't judge other beings by their outward appearances. So if you are ever visiting Scotland or traveling through Scotland and you come to a town or village where this philosophy is very popular, you may very well be somewhere near Spider Glen or somewhere in the vicinity." The end. And that's the end of today's fable. Again, it is The Encounter in Spider Glen, and this is the paperback edition, which can be found on Amazon.com. Thank you for tuning in today, and I hope you all have a great Easter Sunday and a great week.